Good afternoon and welcome to Padre's Ponderings from the chapel.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Another beautiful day in the low country, isn't it?
Yes.
Whoa.
It is.
Whoa, ho, ho. And people are busy out there on the Column area.
Yes. So this morning a crane was parked outside, so I went out and talked to the gentleman who was taking some measurements.
Rebecca, can you make sure your mic is plugged all the way in?
I can. Hold on.
You may have just been your hand over it, too.
It's in. I'll leave it out. So the crane was here because they are delivering this large oak tree.
Specimen
Oak tree for the middle of the columbarium next week.
It's coming along.
So I feel like if they're doing that, then we're really far along.
Yep. And then, they've stopped they've got all the outside walls done now, so they've stopped the inside stuff to get the tree in there, and then they'll start building the inside circles and all the rest of that goes with that. And
the path
and then the landscaping comes at the end of that, and looking at second week of September, I think, for it to be completed, which will be very special.
That's exciting.
Yeah, very exciting. That's been a big project. We've had a lot of delays with it for permitting and so much underground stuff that connects up the chapel and stormwater and everything for the school. It all is under that area out there, but that was the area we wanted to have it in. We could have put it back in the back out of sight, and you wouldn't have any of that.
Right.
But it would have been out of sight, and that's not, we want more than that. So it's coming, and by God's grace, it'll be here another 6-8 weeks.
And it's likely that the completion of that and the completion of the expansion in the back of Cross Schools building might be about the same time because they're ahead of schedule.
Yeah, they're way ahead back there, aren't they?
It's amazing. Did a walkthrough last week. Looks great. So they're doing the last things like putting in the flooring, ceiling tiles. Everything's already painted. Toilets and that kind of stuff.
I want to get over there and walk through that this week.
Huge. It's huge.
And that'll be nursery spaces for us, an office space, room for the Joyful Journeys program for children with autism.
We haven't really talked about that. I'm going to ask Joe Almeida to come and sit in this chair. I don't know what his schedule is next week with teachers coming back, but to have him sit here and talk to you and explain what Joyful Journeys is and kind of give us an update on what's happening at Cross this year.
Yeah. And then the two big rooms, cafeteria, and then they'll divide up into Sunday school rooms for us on Sunday, much needed. And then all that'll crank up because Sunday school's kind of in a hiatus right now during the summertime.
We took July
during July
off.
During July, that's right.
Because we had a change in leadership. Betsy O'Donnell has come on board, and she's on staff and is taking over children's ministry across both campuses. So historic 10 o'clock, we have Sunday school and nursery, and then over here at Cross Point, and then any kind of nursery and children's programming we have during the week too.
Yeah,
so real excited to have Betsy on board. She's Cross School's kindergarten teacher for I think 7 or 8 years.
It's been a while, and she's has such a great personality.
She's precious, yeah.
Love children, love little ones. Mm-hmm. So that'll be wonderful too. So how about river baptism?
River baptism was great.
And recommitment. Yep.
It was hot.
It was warm.
Heat index of 105. It was hot, but it was amazing, the breeze.
We had a little bit of breeze out there.
Yeah. We had 53 people ended up being baptized or recommitted, 9 children. So that was really a special.
And one of them was like 4 or 5 months old.
We had a
wasn't it?
baby.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The daddy took the child down into the river, and daddy got recommitted.
Daddy got recommitted.
And the little baby got baptized. Real neat to see that cross section. And we had from that one up until, I guess maybe the oldest one might have been
in their 80s for
in
sure.
their 80s, yeah. Mm-hmm. That was, and they had all the people sitting there, and the boats gathered on the outside, and so many people involved in making that happen. So many behind the scenes, in addition to the ones who are visible there.
That's what's so amazing is, when you do a service like that, and anything outside. There's that much more that's required for planning and moving the technology outside. I mean, and we have never had rain.
And,
at the river
and building
baptism.
those stairs down into the river, and
That's
y'all
a
had mats this year to
2-day
put out there.
process. Roger Abney, Rod Musselman, Michael Donald, their Thursday morning Bible study group came out and helped to assemble the stairs on Thursday. And then yesterday, they helped to take them apart and then for storage. So I don't think, that's not a small task.
No, it's
So
not.
Thankful for
Because
all the hands.
they're
and
not just
tools.
something that's thrown together. Those
They
are
have to
seriously
be
sturdy steps.
Dirty, and Roger he really thought it through. There are 2 handrails. There's one for the adults and child-size handrails on both sides. It's really special. Howard did the music for us. It was a great afternoon. It really was. We had Italian ice and water there for everybody. We had a group of, I think, 3 or 4 women that happened to be in Old Town and were at the park, and they saw all the people over on our campus, and they came over and they participated. They didn't get baptized, but they wanted, what is going on? And they were talking to our members and the congregation, and we're just thrilled that they stumbled upon such an amazing service.
And it would be something that you wouldn't be seeing everywhere.
Right.
It's not ordinary. But then baptisms, wherever they are really never ordinary. And then adults who are baptized as children come to that place where they really feel like, okay, I didn't get it, or I drifted away from it, or something like that, and then we'll get serious and recommit and make a public profession of faith. That's always serious business, and but it's not always visible. Most times it's inside of a church. So to put it outside like that is just a greater witness to the community, and those ladies would be the ones that we'd be talking about. So that's wonderful.
And boats always pass by and stop and just kind of take in the scene.
And I saw the police boat out there watching.
Our friends at Bluffton Police Department, I sent them a message and said, hey, you got the boat? Here's when our date is this year. And Brian Grant, that's his job. And so he's always real good about being there to support.
Now, do they do a lot out in the water with the boat?
I think that's his job. So they're constantly out there monitoring, and
Got speeders and
I'm sure there's all kinds of stuff.
driving under the influence. And
That's probably the big one, actually.
Whoa.
I think, unfortunately.
You don't think about the need to have police boats, police cars, yeah, police boats. But here we're surrounded
are.
we're surrounded by water. So
Right.
that's exactly right. That's a big part of it.
So we appreciate their presence and just tons of volunteers that it takes to
But
do that.
as you know, they're painting the cubby holes and changing up carpets and stuff like that in the preschool over there. What else are signs of new happenings here in the, the
On
crane and all that
campus?
kind of stuff? Yeah, but on either campus, yeah, there's.
Well, there's so many things. The school inside, they've taken most things out of classrooms. They're going to start waxing the floors, which really makes the building look nice. They're repairing walls in the gym where basketballs go through
Mess
the
up the-
wall and
yeah.
all of that kind of stuff. They'll be doing a deep clean of the gym. Teachers are going to start straggling in probably next week to start setting up their classrooms.
Now,
So the
when
activity
do
is
the
going
teachers
to
meet?
increase. The teachers have to report July 31st, which is a Thursday.
This coming
Next
Thursday? Next Thursday.
Not this, but next week. Yeah,
So they come July 31st, and the
July
children come
31st.
when?
the following Thursday or Friday.
So the whole, it hadn't been quiet this summer because we've had
No,
the
it
summer
hasn't.
programs and camps and.
Sports camps and summer programs have been going all week. Those will end this Friday so that then they can really deep clean the building and prepare classrooms for teachers to come back and students to come back.
So the campus had never shut down. It slowed down a little bit, but now it's fixed to get into high gear.
We are about to, it's going to be full blast. So exciting. Teachers are always anticipating what's my schedule going to be.
And it's amazing they have over 100 teachers over there.
130 this year, I believe. Teachers, faculty, staff.
And that's right, because we do lunch for them.
We provide lunch for them on that first day
Yeah,
and open up with a
130.
service.
Wow.
I know, right? Isn't that wild to think about?
Yeah. When we
You
started,
started with 2?
we had one.
One.
Uno.
Uno.
And
then the
5 children.
multiplication.
Yeah. But that was a long time ago, 1998. So here we are, you know, and
Chapel programs will be in this space on Wednesday mornings. We'll start with lower school at like 9 o'clock, and then upper school, middle school and upper school will be in here Wednesday mornings at like 9:50 or 10.
so they've changed that.
They have. They changed it. So it'll be Wednesday mornings, both groups. Last year, the lower school students were Wednesday afternoon. That was a hard time of day because they're tapped out by that time.
They were fired up, though.
Excited to see them first thing in the morning on Wednesday. And
So you think the little people will be not fired up on first thing in the morning?
they won't be as squirrely, shall we say.
But they're going back in the classrooms and they'll be squirrely
They'll still be
after
waking
that shower before the children jumping all around dancing and
Yeah.
singing the songs.
So, and
along.
we're excited about welcoming some new faith formation teachers, which are also a part of the church staff. Michelle Lape and Kathleen Almeida. Kathleen sings for a Cross Point service, so she will not be a new face, but
Yeah.
excited to have them
So-
on board as well.
So she'll be familiar to some of the children as
Oh,
well.
yeah.
And a lot
She
of the
knows
faculty
most of
and
the
all that.
children,
Yeah.
So that's exciting.
It really is. It really is. It's just amazing to see the rhythm of life on this campus, you know, and it mirrors the mirror of life that we all go through, from childhood to
Yeah.
middle age to adulthood,
And then
and that level of activity and everything.
we will have the circle of life on campus, just about,
Yeah, that's right.
with the columbarium completion.
Yeah. Hadn't thought of that, but that's exactly right. Good thinking. Good thinking. All right, so we had the banana pudding.
Oh, yes, update on the brisket and banana pudding. We had a staff gathering on Friday. I must say, brisket is hard to cook, but Pastor Nathan Weaver can make a brisket.
I got a brisket sandwich out of it. It was delightful.
It was really good, wasn't it?
It was delightful.
Very good. So he smoked that. That was delightful. And then came the banana pudding. So a lot of us on staff took a bite, and then we rated it from 1 to 10. And I don't think we have the video here today, but Barb's husband made a video.
And I last week I did express some doubt,
You did express some doubt
Right.
about Barb's ability to make a banana pudding.
but I rated it after I tasted it
Yes.
as an 8+, something like
You
that.
actually said 7.99.
7.99
But we
on the
rounded
scale
up.
of all banana puddings.
Which is really high.
Against your mama, you know.
Well, that's 10.
That's 10. So, but I couldn't hold her to that
No.
scale. I had to cut her some slack on that. But it was good. It really was. She said there was some kind of secret ingredient in it.
I know, and she wouldn't tell us what it was.
I think it was nutmeg.
Barb is on the way to the Alpha conference in Nashville, so I doubt she's watching, but we'll have to see.
Well, it's just as good.
Nutmeg. She said it was not alcohol.
No. I think nutmeg. But that's, that's my limited palate. So, but it was good though. It really was. Had a lot of vanilla wafers crumbled up in it.
Yes, she did something that I've never seen before, and you crumble up, you do vanilla wafer crumbles on the bottom.
As opposed to the whole vanilla wafer.
And it was good.
Yeah.
It's very good.
I thought it was very good. I really
Well
did.
done, Barb. We had a table full of food now. I'm not kidding.
So everybody, it was a covered dish. Everybody brought stuff.
Potluck, everybody brought something. Tom Hendrickson makes a mean focaccia bread.
Now,
Like,
what would that
really
be? That sounds like that's in the category with Zeta.
ziti.
ZD.
Okay, somebody
Is it
approached
Italian?
me and said, I'm going to make Padre a baked ziti. And I said, okay, but you're Italian. You cannot use garlic. And she's like, how do you make baked ziti without garlic? I'm like, I'm just telling you.
So
He
what-
won't eat garlic.
So what kind of bread is that?
Focaccia, it's a dense, kind of thin.
Now, wait a minute. It's a dense, kind of thin. That looks thick to me.
But the consistency is like dense. It's not a fluffy, like baguette on the inside. It's got more weight to it. It was delicious. Tom loves to bake.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he does. Everything I've ever had of his is really good. So Tom brought focaccia bread. Sue brought tomato and mozzarella salad. I took baked beans, cowboy baked beans that my husband spent most of the day making.
Now how do you spend most of the day making baked beans? You just dump them out of a can.
No.
No. You mean you start with the naked bean, the raw bean, and
No, he didn't do that. He started with canned beans, but then it had hamburger meat in it and bacon and onion. It's a process. It has to bake for a long time to get that really good sugary consistency.
you see those. Peyton Manning does those commercials on television for Bush's baked beans, and that dog is right there, and he's got all kind of
Licking his lips.
he's got all kind of beans on there. So I bet those beans. James could have got a few cans and slid them in there on you. Didn't know.
I saw the aftermath of the baking of the beans.
So you know it was.
he
did
put
it.
some effort into these beans.
He did it.
Yeah. Charlie brought baklava with holy honey.
Oh,
Very good. Phyllis Spearman brought a chocolate cake.
I bet that was a winner too.
Dan, Wade, and Sandy brought hummus, this hummus dip with tomatoes, and that was really good. Bennett brought, first time he's ever made mac and cheese.
No, I bet that had Kraft written all over it.
No, it was Ellison Brothers barbecue recipe for mac and cheese. So
Really?
he got the recipe from his sister-in-law, and he made mac and cheese for the first time, and it was really good.
What was different about it?
I don't know. It was just really good. Homemade mac and cheese. So it's that really good sharp cheddar and butter and. So it was delicious.
We got up
We
and
had a
coming.
good group. Howard and Dawn were there. Howard Duff. There probably were 30-something people.
That's wonderful. A lot of good things happen when you have that kind of camaraderie.
Some of the vestry was there.
That's wonderful. So what are you looking forward to in this week other than the tree coming in? Anything big particular?
Meeting with some ministry leaders.
Oh, that cranks up in big time.
Meeting with some
Big
ministry
timers.
leaders, outreach ministries, so food bank this week. Check in, see how they're doing. Docents.
I've got the plans on my desk. I need to look at them this afternoon for the addition they're making out there for the God's Goods.
God's Goods
This
Warehouse.
warehouse. Yep,
That finally got approved, I think, by the county.
I believe so.
So that should be going up. You'll see construction on that campus coming up pretty quick.
Yeah.
So meeting with the docents, leadership, Kairos ministry.
And you're doing the whole, y'all are working on the booklet for everything for the September through December ministry booklet.
Lisa's working on a magazine to come out for all the fall activities and happenings, which includes Christmas,
And what's your target date for releasing that,
September 1.
which will be here?
Really soon. So Alpha's, you'll start to see in the loop some of the things that are coming up. Confirmation, reaffirmation, that starts in September, runs through we're doing it on Wednesdays this year, so every Wednesday in September, then the first Wednesday of October, Then the bishop will come for confirmation, reaffirmation service. And we're going to do it here this year, so we'll be able to stream it for those
Will the
people.
classes be taught here too?
Classes will be taught in the chapel, so we can record. Then Alpha starts up about the same time in September.
Now, will it be on the historic campus?
That's going to be on the historic campus on Wednesdays. Confirmation and reaffirmation will be in here on Wednesdays.
So they'll run simultaneously? Okay.
Yeah. Trail Life, American Heritage Girls will gear back up with their meetings in September.
Now, American Heritage Girls is the girls. Trail Life is the program for boys.
And they're going to start out kind of small. I think they've got like maybe five boys to start with, and because this is the first time we've ever done that. So we'll kind of start that a little bit slower, but they're going to start meeting on Mondays in the end of August. So that's exciting too.
'Tis amazing.
Yeah.
'Tis amazing. I just appreciate the fact that there's so many people involved in critical kinds of ways to make the ministry happen. And they are. There's all of our leaders are in significant leadership roles, without which we couldn't do what we're doing at all. But they're faithful people, and they are people of faith, and so they have a lot to give beyond the programs they're running. They give themselves and their faith, and as they work with people, there's a witness there. And it's all about building relationships that give rise to a deeper relationship with the Lord. So now the summer camp program ends this week.
This Friday.
Okay. Wow. And that's been a welcome,
Yeah, I think it's gone
because
really
this is the
well.
first year for that too, isn't it?
They have usually had a summer camp, but this year it had more of a VBS type theme to it, which was good.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
So what are you looking forward to this week besides the tree?
I am looking forward to the tree. Working on the Argentine campus, getting way into the weeds on that. There's so much pre-work that has to go into that for us to look at opening it in 2027, the fall of 2027. That's 2 full years away. But the background, behind the scenes stuff that has to happen with all the permitting and programs, it's just really amazing how much has to go into that. So I'm way into that. And we've got a great team of people, traffic engineers and civil engineers, land planners, landscape engineers, architects. It's a good-sized team of people that are working with me on that. And I think that'll be glorious. And if everything goes okay, we can break ground in the fall of 26 and open in the fall of 27. It'll take a while to build it because there's a lot of infrastructure out there. A lot. Roads and sewers, and it's a lot. Before you, there's a lot of the stuff that has to be done before you even begin to go upright. You got all the lateral, horizontal development that has to take place before anything vertical is done. So we're pushing hard on that, and that takes a bit of time. And then, of course, I'm preaching. And
Where are you this weekend?
this weekend I'm here at the chapel at 9, at Cross Point at 10:30. Then the next week I'll be on the historic campus at 5:28 and 8. And I'm in that rhythm, so I'll do a sermon. I'm working on the God of the Unexpected now. I did it, so I do 10 o'clock on historic. Then the next week I'm over here at 9 and 10:30. And then the next week I'm over at historic at 5:28 and 8. And then the following week I'll be back at historic at 10 and just work that route. So I'll work through the sermon in 3 weeks. And the sermon I'm going to do now is about from John 9, Jesus healing the blind man. And yesterday after that 10 o'clock service, a lady came up to me. Her son was there. And she said, "I'm 93. And I just wanted to tell you that I loved your sermon. I'm blind, but I can see." I'm blind, but I can see, you know. So I prayed with her a little bit. 93. Yeah. Just how those scripture and stuff comes together. Very special. And her son was so attentive to her, and as you would expect you'd have to be. Just like James was on the bluff out there, keeping me from falling down.
So I had the privilege of assigning people kind of duties, I guess, positions, volunteer spots. So he was watching you on the hill. That hill is no joke. I'm just
That's right.
saying.
See, I'm standing there, and as everybody comes by the water,
Ground's uneven.
I give them a hug and say hello to them and tell them I'm proud of them and that kind of thing. But you're standing right on the edge of it, you know, and it is very uneven.
Yeah.
And they grabbing a hold to you because they're coming up.
Right. So they're coming
so
from an angle.
James had his hand on my belt back there, so I couldn't go forward. And you know, they wouldn't intentionally do it, but they're below me, and so they're reaching up to grab you.
Right.
So the natural momentum takes you down the hill, and that would not be a good thing.
Yes, I was thankful that he was doing that.
I was thankful too. I was thankful too. And your mom was over on the side over there, and she was thankful too. She was thankful too. And I had the icy, what was it again?
Italian ice.
Italian ice. That was the first time I'd had one of those. Had a strawberry one. And as I got in the car after being out there on the bluff for that service and all that heat, it was delightful.
Yes.
It was delightful. I don't know if it was any good or not, but it was delightful.
It was cold.
It was cold. That was the thing. And you had to eat it in a hurry because it was melting
You did, 'cause
fast.
it melted fast, yeah. So it was a beautiful service, and lots of hands and energy and effort went into it, but it was well worth it for sure.
Yep. Yep.
So,
God is good. God is good.
all right, you want to leave us with a parting thought, a nugget?
You know, just that idea that Wordsworth wrote, that the old order changes, giving way to the new. And that's what we see here. The children who are in preschool are in first grade, and those who are graduating, you know, and there's other people stepping into their places, seniors and leaders, and same way here in the church. And folks will be in the columbarium, one place or the other, and there's somebody else to step up in that. And the idea that there's that change and transition and evolution from generation to generation and from day to day, that's normal. That's not the unexpected. That should be the expected. And we live in a rhythm of change. And in this community, we have a lot of transition, not just life and death transition, but transition of people that move here. Gosh, we had a couple of families that this summer who came here to retire forever, and now health situations have changed, and now they're moving to go where children are.
Right.
And so there's a bit of unexpectedness in that, but there's an expectation that we're always changing. We're going to be changing residences. Maybe we're changing from Sun City to the columbarium, or maybe we're changing from Sun City here to Sun City in Florida or something like that. But the expectation we all ought to have is an expectation of change, of evolution. You know, and the only thing that doesn't change is the Lord. He's the same yesterday, today, and tomorrow. But beyond that, everything changes. Everything changes.
But our human nature wants to hold on to
golly
status
Dave.
quo,
We
and
wanna hold on
things
to-
have to stay the same.
We want to hold on to yesterday.
Right.
Sure. You like that picture your mama showed me yesterday of the first trip to Israel in 1998, you know. And I looked in that, I saw myself in that picture. I looked the same, I thought, but, you know, one of Mama's friends said she couldn't even find me in the
Couldn't
picture.
find you.
Golly, that was cold, I
That
thought.
was.
But you know, we see a lot of times we see what we want to see, and we think what we want to think, and we believe what we want to believe, and all that. But underneath it all is the Lord, from whom no secrets are hid. And We've got to stay right with him. So, change. Don't hold on to anything other than the Lord. Don't worship anything other than the Lord.
Open-handed.
Yep, open hands.
Yeah.
Yep. If you're gripping, you can't receive. And he's got a lot to give you. So, all righty.
All right. Well, thank you for that nugget and wonderful reminder that is very countercultural. Right?
Very
Very
countercultural.
countercultural, but the kingdom perspective is.
Mm-hmm.
So,
But you know, we see God's goods is built on change. I mean, people are steady coming by there dropping off things that were yesterday's treasure, and they're today's junk, and they pull through there and put it out. And somebody will come walk in there and say, wow, that's a treasure, and they'll walk out with it. And then they'll come back next year
donate it.
and donate it, yeah, because it will have changed from treasure to junk again, you know, values. But that's another story.
Food bank this week, they're looking for paper bags and plastic bags. Those are a need. So if you've got any of that hanging around, you can drop those off with the different food items.
But the way to do that now is just not just drop off the bag, but drop off the bag with something in the bag.
Right. But some people like stockpile bags. So if you have a stockpile of bags, we'll take them.
Okay.
And you can drop off during the week or at services. And there's a lot going on, but get connected. That's an important part. Get connected to the
There is a lot going on. You can't do it all. Be faithful in worship, in your prayers, in Bible study, and serving somebody else in the Lord's name. Got a hug for you when I see you. Blessings, friend.
Go in peace to love and serve the Lord.
Thanks be to God.